Hello Exiles. The new PoE1 League is finally here, and I've already locked in my starter. Cobra Lash Deadeye. I was number 1 on the DPS leaderboard with this skill last league, and it was a lot of fun to play. The build was already solid, and it seems like nothing has changed. Ward stacking items are still the same, and Cobra Lash didn't receive any nerfs. Not many players are using this skill anyway, so a nerf would have been surprising. So, you might be wondering how this build gets so much damage. Let's start with the skill itself. Cobra Lash is a projectile skill with a ton of chains, and each chain grants 8% more damage. Even at 10 chains, that's 80% more damage, which is huge. We'll be stacking chains from different sources like quality, gem levels, and support gems. With this much investment, we can also take advantage of a cluster notable to boost damage even further. This build relies heavily on those cluster nodes, so I wasn't sure if it would be playable at league start, but from my testing, it's not bad at all. I'll upload a campaign run if anyone's interested in seeing how it performs. Anyway, chains provide a lot of increased damage, but base damage is low since we're using a one-handed weapon. That's where ward stacking comes in, adding a ton of base damage. In previous leagues, strength stacking with these boots was better as an added chaos source, but it was very expensive to set up, while ward stacking is cheaper and gives more damage on a budget. Also, there are some new runegraft items, and this one gives 40% more damage, which is great, but it might be too expensive if it's super rare. As for the Ascendancy, Deadeye is probably the best choice. You get 2 extra projectiles, an additional chain, and a lot of speed, which is especially important during the first couple of weeks. Another viable option would be a cultist, since it provides a lot of chaos damage, wither, profane bloom, and other useful ascendancy nodes. It looks interesting, but stacking ward early on is difficult because the required items will likely be expensive in the first few days. The one item I am unsure about is the belt. It's a reward from shipments, and now that King's March is fully built for everyone, it might either become very cheap, or if no one sends shipments anymore, it could end up as rare as a tier 0 unique. I don't think that will happen, but it's something to consider if you plan to start with this build. For early leveling, we'll focus on Trinity and elemental damage. There are some nice buffs to weapon modifiers, so we'll probably come across a lot of good weapons during the campaign. After the campaign, I'll be using White Wind. This is a very strong weapon that will likely carry us all the way to level 90. We can't use a shield with it, but it will cap our spell suppression before yellow maps, and the damage is huge. This item is a tier 5 unique, and I was a bit worried it might get expensive due to a Frost Blades build using it, but since that build got the special GGG treatment, there's no need to worry now. Hexblast Mine builds are also gone, which means getting the Despair Balance of Terror gem should be much easier. By the way, this league is also bringing some new alternate gems, and if there's a Cobra Lash version, I'll definitely give it a try. And before closing up, here is some Uber Boss showcase for the latest version on the POB. If you have any questions or ideas, feel free to ask them on my Discord channel. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Good luck with your league start, and I'll see you in the next one.